Hello and welcome to the Wooden League. I am Drazilic and I am still losing at Starcraft 2. Well, I made my first video and put it on Reddit and some other places and got some positive feedback. I was told that I needed to build pylons and build more probes. Well, I've had a few games since then. I've tried to put these into place. It's not always worked because I'm a new player, so it kind of takes me a while to remember stuff and I go, ooh, or E. And then I'll try and build a pylon and I'm already supply locked and I get stuck. I've played about 4 or 5 games today, most of which I've been cheesed. It seems that it's very prevalent in the Bronze League. If it's not a cannon rush, it'll be what you see here today where I get my gas stolen. And it really confused me because I was planning to go for a 3-gate robo expand. I was just testing, I didn't really know what I was going to do, and then had the plans to just make loads of zealots and see what happens, just so I've got an idea in my head. But as you'll see very soon, I'll get my gas stolen and that kind of puts a bummer on that one. So I then try to think of what else I could go for, and with 1 gas the only real obvious thing to me was 4-gate. I don't know if there's anything else I could go for then. As you can see there, I start building some more gates, and as far as I'm aware I'm not researching warp gate yet, so that kind of puts a bit of a downer on trying to get a 4-gate going. And I also think that my gates finish far too soon maybe for when it should be ready for warp gate. I've read where it's you're meant to start on 30% when warp gate's on its way, but you know, I'm pretty nab, so I got confused. Here I am running out with my probe to try and put down a proxy pylon, because I thought, well, if I'm going to 4-gate I'm going to have to get a move on about it. And I thought, well, I wasn't doing too bad for 6 minutes, but then I kind of realised that I hadn't actually got warp gates up yet. I'd nearly, but not quite. And as you can see, with all this going on, I've also stopped making probes, so I've just started one there. I don't know really, I try and I keep trying to build probes and build pylons, and then I get cheesed and I don't really get a chance to keep going through it. My money's still quite high when I'm playing. I don't seem to be able to get it in my mind that I need to keep building pylons and keep building units regardless of what else is going on, because otherwise it's going to just skyrocket. And this Zerg by although he's bronze, seems to be relatively okay, seems to know what he's doing to an extent. And I get attacked with some banelings, which is always fun. Tried to move me probes out before the actual baneling could set off up there, just about managed to do it. Quite a lot of harass going on. He does step it up even more, and it ends up with me just being stuck in my base, not being able to do a great deal. See, I've got my guys just standing there not really doing anything, although my minerals and my gas are quite low. That's simply because I haven't tried to expand, and every single time he attacks me I lose all my units, so I have to rebuild them, so that's where that goes in. And slowly but surely I start to fall behind on my supply count. He just gets more and more, builds more and more stuff. If we're going to have a look, yeah, so he's got a full baneling nest. He's also got another expansion over here with some queens and some banelings, it looks like, morphing in, and loads of zerglings. If I'm honest, I have no idea what I was meant to be doing to try and counter this. I just thought I'd try out and put another pylon down up here and try and just warp some in and hope that he didn't have enough units, but you know, Zergy's 1 base more than me. He's got a lot more units and resources, and it's got more map control. He's a bit fast, I believe. I still haven't actually... oh, there we go. I've just taken down the gas guy there. So a bit slow on my part. Probably should have done that a lot sooner. People keep telling me to upgrade, and Day9 says upgrade, so I did get a forge. Probably really late from when I should do. Probably spend it a bit sooner, maybe. But to be honest, I don't really know what to do when I'm being cheesed and when someone like completely takes away the plan I was going to get. And I find myself to be a quite turtling player, so I really do find it difficult to push out. I know I'm always going, oh, do I go now and do I not go now? Do I get owned up more by these guys if I push out? Am I always going to lose? And as it turns out, I didn't really get a chance in this one, as he spotted my pylon before I could actually get my forces into his base. Still trying to build probes. If I click on this, yeah, this is where I've started to stack them up continuously, like 5 and 5, and I'm thinking now that was quite a bad idea, because if I got 4 stacked up, that's 200 minerals on units I could be using to run. Trying to expand now, just to try and get more resources, I believe, although I've still got 500, so I've got some to actually keep making units and maybe bolster my defense. But as we can see on the mini map here, looks like he's gonna come and have a nice little bash at this. Completely takes it out. I wasn't really paying attention, so I couldn't do much about it. I don't have the forces to do it. Try and stop him there. Managed to get a force field, which kind of slows him down a little bit, but not a great deal. And then his muters are just harassing my probes like hell. And it's just really nasty. Upset me somewhat, I believe. My stalkers were getting very, very tired. They hadn't had their porridge, so they just really weren't in the mood for running back and forth my base. But you know, must is a must. With this kind of harass and at this level, what should I be doing? I don't really understand. I've not got the actual technical know-how or the strategic know-how yet. I know people just say keep building and building and building, but obviously I would like to be at a stage where, you know, I've got a relative idea, and I've been told not to worry about build orders, but I find it very hard to play with just going, oh yes, I'll build stuff for the fun of it. Yeah, it's fun to build stuff, but I like to be structured, and I like to know what I'm doing, despite the fact that everyone keeps telling me to just build stuff and try stuff out. So it's okay trying stuff out, but if I'm always going to continuously get stomped on, I'll get a bit bored. So I'm trying to think of a way that I can restructure myself, whether it's I stick with one build and continuously do it. I prefer not to go warp gate, simply for the fact that, you know, everyone says it's lame and I'll get high ranked up quite quick if I can nail it down, but then I won't have any other basis for any other builds and I'll get stomped on when I get to higher ceilings. So that was that game. If anyone's got any tips for me on what I can keep doing, obviously I'm going to keep trying to put pylons and probes. Was there any way I could have prevented him putting that gas down? What transition should I have taken once he'd done that? Was 4-gate the best possible way I could have gone? I'm also thinking now that maybe I should have kind of walled off somewhere. Do I wall off here in this area, or do I try and wall off down in this area so that I can nab the expansion quicker? Because I was going to go for the 3-gate the 3-gate expansion with Robo, I was going to go down here, but then when I actually got into the game I completely forgot, and then by the time I got to the 4-gate it was just completely out the window and I was very, very confused and didn't really know what I was doing. So anyone got any tips and information, please drop me a message or make a response to wherever you see this, and I'll be much obliged. Until next time, happy Starcrafting!